guys, it's Janavasta. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to start watching the new show Vikings Valhalla. I did react to the original teaser trailer. It's produced by Netflix, and I'm excited about this one. And I want to make sure that I apologize for not continuing Vikings season 2. I will be watching it. The video for season 2 for the first episode will come out maybe next week or so. So I'm starting it. I apologize that I'm actually watching this first. This might come out before. So don't worry. I'm gonna continue the original Vikings. That's for sure. It's just that I've been really busy and I've been posting twice a week, to be honest with you, right now, because I'm so busy. I'm working overtime, so I just don't have time. So that's why I'm trying to fit in everything that I can. So anyways, I'm very excited about this one. Let's get into it.
My predecessors established the Danelaw.
Yes, sire. We've been here so long, many of us no longer remember our own language.
Exactly. They probably feel they are Saxon.
Yes.
But that's the problem, you see. They're not. This is not their home. When the cockle grows amongst the barley, there is only one way to purify the field. Therefore, tonight, I order that all Vikings living on this island be exterminated.
Okay, that's starting really nice. So basically, well, it's going to be focused on the animosity and conflict between the Vikings and the Saxons, the English. So I guess that's still a theme, a primary theme that in the season 1 of Vikings, it's starting to go that route. Like in the beginning, it was more about the Vikings culture, Vikings tribes, right? And then once they discovered England and they went to England and they explored it and they interacted with the people there. That's when the conflict started. So pretty much how season 1 ended, seeing Ragnar triumphus, right? And winning the battle. But for this show, probably the conflict's gonna be the centerpiece throughout the show. By the way, I did cut away the child dying. And this is like 10 minutes after I recovered. Like, anytime there's a child dying on screen, I gotta stop or I try to skip it as soon as I can. Like, as soon as I see some attack, I immediately skip it. I don't want to see it. Oh, Lord.
5 weeks? Across open ocean in this? I'm impressed.
Then you are easily impressed.
Not sure. My standards are quite high.
So are mine. Are you from Kattegat?
No. From Ringerike. I'm Harald Sigurdsson. Who are you?
My name is Freydis.
Freydis.
A long voyage on such a small boat. I would think a hot bath would sound good to someone with high standards.
After a long voyage on a small boat, a lot of things would sound good.
Oh, Lord. What do you think she meant by that? Was she referring to a bath, maybe? Because that's what I would think, that after a journey of 5 weeks, that's what I think you would need. So bath, you know, I don't know if she was referring to something else. Okay, I was right about the bath, and I was right about the other thing. So she wanted both things.
No. Just wondering how it is you're not from Kattegat but have a tub. I've come to find someone.
Who did that to you?
The person I'm looking for.
What happened?
When I was younger, a man came to our home when my father and brothers were away. He told me he was a Christian Viking. I had never heard of such a thing before. When he learned I was alone, he attacked me and knocked me unconscious. When I woke, I was naked, on my stomach, tied to a bed, and he was on top of me. He raped me many times and beat me and called me a pagan whore. I didn't even know what a pagan was. When he finally finished, he took out his knife, carved it on my back, saying he was converting me. I've never seen it, but I know it's a cross.
What I was saying before is that, first of all, the story that she was telling, I recognize the back, because when I saw the trailer, that scene in which she kind of shows her carving basically on her back, impressed me very much, and actually I got attracted to her character because of it, because that is symbolism. That's incredible. It's a big symbolism. But anyway, so I was really impressed with that image in the trailer. I'm impressed now. And it's heartbreaking what she went through. And that might be one of the... There might be different storylines, a bigger storyline and smaller storylines. This might be a smaller storyline that involves one of the characters in the seeking revenge. From the beginning, it seems like everything's going... They were mentioning revenge as one of the... in the title cards, right? One of the most important words and topics. So I think revenge will be taking place on a larger scale when it comes to communities. A revenge in name of a culture, in name of a god, and also revenge on a personal level. I'm liking her character so far. She's very different from Lagata, I have to say. Very different, but similar at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but they share some similarities and some common ground, but she's very young, and she does sound, she's definitely different, definitely. And when they were talking about a character named Harold, now remember guys, for Vikings, I got spoiled a lot with Ivor the Boneless, and I think there was a character during that season that shows Ivor, where I watched some episodes. In fact, I made some videos about him, about Ivor the Boneless. They're on the Vikings playlist. I believe there was a Harold on that season. I'm not sure if they're referring to that Harold. Remember, I watched Viking season 1, and I'm going to start season 2, and then I did watch a little bit of season 5, I believe, the first half, I think. So I think that's when he appeared, that's when I saw him. But again, I don't know much about the character because I was so focused on Ivor. I was so fixated with Ivor on that in that first half of the season. So again, that's really the only sad thing, that I cannot really make the connections very well because I haven't watched the entire show of Vikings, and this is definitely coming after, many years after. But again, I wanted to watch this, and I'm watching it because I want to. That didn't take that long.
Brother.
We found them. Oh.
Isn't that the man?
Yes, it was.
I thought for sure the storm had
Oh
claimed
my
the
god,
well
the
was
brother,
spared by
so
the grace
shit.
of Christ. We saw the early signs and waited it out in Riska. Not now. Come.
Holy shit.
It's not a far journey. You have gathered many tribes here, King Knut. I must admit I am impressed by the number of men under your flag. A great many of those tribes, however, are pagans.
Jarl Olaf, this invasion is to avenge the murder of our people. All Viking people.
Ah.
I draw no distinction between pagan or Christian.
But I do.
Oh, Lord.
And I refuse to fight with them.
I have a fanatic over here. I kind of guess that's who would it be to do that to that poor girl. Oh my god, it's terrible. Terrible and disgusting. But anyway, so basically he is a converted Viking that now feels superior because he's a Christian, when in reality that has nothing to do with it. Religion is nothing to do with superiority, inferiority. It has nothing to do with that. It basically gives them, uh, it seems, a greater awareness and confidence that maybe didn't have as a pagan, because probably he was a pagan, maybe converted. Yes, it's interesting though, because I always feel with Vikings, the season that I watched with Ragnar, I always felt that Ragnar had the potential to convert, just because how curious he was about Christianity and the customs around Christianity. And I've always wondered, will he ever convert in a way in the future seasons? I don't know. I don't know much about Ragnar's history, so I don't know if he ever did. I'm not sure if the show will see that, will show that. I know Ivor is not Christian, but I've always wondered about Ragnar. And now we see Vikings here that some have been assimilated into the English culture, including Christianity, and basically they have separated themselves into two groups now, the pagans and the Christians. And I find that fascinating, and I love that they're touching this subject, and I think it's a great translation and linear kind of consequence of what happened in Vikings so far to what I've seen. And I cannot imagine what happens in the future seasons that Vikings. But again, it seems like it's a good continuation from season 1, actually, in terms of subject matter and the natural progression of assimilation,
Over 100 years ago, a great Viking army set off for England to avenge the death of Ragnar Lothbrok. It achieved its goal. And after many great victories, our people were invited to settle into communities there. With time, we sent our loved ones to live and work there. The Danelaw became their home. A year ago, all that changed, and a slaughter began.
I think based on his speech, I can say that, and I can tell that the English basically used the Vikings, because the Vikings were a community of soldiers, warriors, but also they were experts in agriculture. Like, it seems like they were very hands-on on everything, like defenses, they were war strategies, like they were explorers, so they knew how to do a lot of things. So probably they used their skills, they used them for what they needed to do to strengthen themselves as an empire. But then after they used them, they didn't need them anymore. So they wanted to get rid of it, because again, the English do feel superior at that point in time. They do feel superior to them, and then they didn't need them anymore. So, and I guess I'm speaking based on what the show is showing, without any historical, like a grandiose historical knowledge. Okay, even though I did study the Vikings culture in school, it was a long time ago, I don't remember everything, but I'm just saying that the show is really this show and the Vikings were really good shows at translating that, these historical elements.
Father is a killer. Ran away to escape justice. It has everything to do with you.
You're making a mistake.
No, Ericsson. The mistake was yours.
Look how he's fighting.
You heathen bastard. You're just like your father.
I cut his head, basta. Yeah.
If I was like my father, you would all be dead.
I love already the interactions. I love it. I love it. I love it. These characters, I really love the characters. I really do. They're so defined. They really were so, like, this is just 50-minute episode, and you're starting to learn about the characters immediately. Even Ragnar, I didn't care for him immediately, even though I knew he was the protagonist. He was the first person I saw on screen. But it took me a while to get attached. But here, I'm starting to like the brother and sister. I'm already for them. I'm running against that one. Like they really done a good job at defining the roles and what the characters are and how they're defined. Really good, really good. Approaching, not looking good. Doesn't look good. Don't tell me they're gonna murder him now.
It's close enough, Greenlander.
Whatever you are planning, do not act on it.
I'll kill you if I must. You're not the one you should be worried about.
Holy shit.
Hello, Christian. Now it's my turn to give you a cross.
Wait. It's him. It's him. I'm getting so confused.
Only I render judgment here.
Do you allow murder? You all witnessed it! I demand justice!
As do I. As do I. That man raped me and was judged guilty of his crimes in Greenland. I am within my right to take revenge.
Lies!
I'm so confused. It was him.
Now, or we burn this city to the ground!
Was I the only one who thought the guy with the cross on his chest, Harold's brother, was the perpetrator? I thought since that he was the one next to him. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I thought it was him. I don't know, because they highlighted how he hated the pagans, so I thought it was him. It made sense. That was good. That was good. That was clever. By the way, I was looking at the credits at the end, and I saw that it's produced by Michael Hurst, and if I'm not mistaken, Michael Hurst actually directed, and I don't know, basically the first Vikings. I think if Vikings is creature, he did almost everything on that show. So yes, I kind of see his style here in a way. Like, it reminds me of Vikings so much. And I want to give another example for the trailer that I saw for the Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. When I watched the trailer, I didn't see any resemblance with the originals, I guess, the Lord of the Rings that I watched the first two. Obviously, I cannot comment on the third one yet. But I didn't see any resemblance. I couldn't even recognize the characters and, from the original in the younger versions of themselves. But in this one, despite that I missed so much knowledge of the characters to come after season 1 in Vikings, of the original Vikings, I do see a resemblance and calls for the original Vikings, and I'm seeing a resemblance in everything, the costumes and the cinematography, in the writing. Like, I do see resemblance, and that's amazing, because at least I see a connecting point and it feels continuous. One of the strongest parts of Game of Thrones is the fact that Game of Thrones doesn't look like a show itself, like made of different episodes. It seems like a continuous story that flows, and it's just it's almost like you're watching one movie that starts and ends with the different intervals, but in the end it's a continuous story. It's not an actual show made of episodes. That's the feeling that you get while watching Game of Thrones, and that's the feeling I'm getting here from the Viking season 1 to this story. Even though, like I said, I'm still behind with the original Vikings, so I have to watch the other seasons. I think there's 5 or 4, I don't remember, but yes, it looks like continuous story. So anyway, I love this first episode. I'm really excited about what's coming next, and I'm in love with the 2 siblings over there. So yes, I can't wait to watch it. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask, are any of the characters on this episode, on the show and it's overall real? Like, are any of the characters in the show real people, like real Vikings in history? I would like to know, definitely. See you guys next time. Bye.